So, now we get to cut the little cutouts for it that are supposed to be 4 inches long by 2.5 inches tall. Going over here, it's going to be 2.5. So 1, 2.5. And then somewhere on either end of that's going to be where they go. So, yes. Okay, so this giant device right here is a T-square that lets me get into exactly where I need to mark the leather. So we're right at 35.5 inches. So if we divide 35.5 by 2, I don't know what that is, 17 and a half, 35, 17 3/4. Great. Oh, I love that higher math. It's fantastic. So, let's see if purple works. So we're gonna want this to be right in the middle. And it'll be 17 3/4, which is right here. That's our little notch. Now we go 2, 1, 2. I don't know why these things are so much trouble. And then we go to the right, and that gives us a 4-inch notch. And that will give us a 4-inch notch. And this pin's not working. Maybe they're just not good for leather, I don't know, but all right. Anywho, and then we have to go 2.5 inches in to get that, but that's pretty much where the center goes. So that's good news. Now, since this has a T thing, we can take this and line it up right like that. And we should be able to come down here and that is 15 3/4. 7.5. So there you go. And then we slide this up over here. Oh, that's okay. There we go. Good, cool. And then that's 19 3/4. So 17 3/4 is right between 15 3/4 and 19 3/4. Okay, cool. That's good. Okay, go this way. All right, so we want to go 2.5 inches in from here to here, and here to here, and here to here, and here to here. So for that, we're going to use a different device. And it's also a T. It's this guy. And we will basically set it to 2.5 inches. right there. And then what we'll do is we simply take this and we bring it over here and we go right here and then we go, okay, that's our spot right there. And it should go this way. Okay, then we come over here and we do the same thing. That might be a little trickier on the other end, but yeah. So that's right here and right there. So that's kind of what we're looking for right there. And so that's that. And then we want to do the same thing over here on this side. So we can go up to the leather and then we can just put a little mark right there, which is it's not been very handy to give me real good marks. So at the moment, I wouldn't say that it's been fantastic. So, but anyway, we can then take this and hold this down like this, and then go from here to here. And we'll just go back and forward. Okay, so I went over the mark there a little bit. I wasn't happy about that. Yeah. So that should go right there. You got to kind of be a little careful that your pen doesn't get turned crooked as you're drawing the line, because you know, then the line won't be straight. But at this point, it's not going to matter much because these are going to be they're going to be good anyway, so it's not going to matter that much. But this will be good. Okay, so there we go. And there's the line for that one. That one's obvious. Okay, so now we come up here and we want to do the same thing. So we're going to come to the outside of this line here and we're going to kind of go like that. And we'll carry that across that way. And we'll come over here and do the same thing. I don't know if you guys can see me or not because I'm not really monitoring the camera, but you know, it's all good. And then this goes this way. There you go. Okay, so now we have the basic rectangle for either end. And now we're gonna draw this line, which isn't really drawing line as much as it is just kind of like scoring the leather, which I guess is what the awl would be for. So good enough. That actually looks a little crooked to me. Yeah, a little more than 2.5 inches. A bit more than 2.5 inches. Not quite 2.5 inches. Oh, no, way more than 2.5 inches. What the hell? Oh. Okay, so I'm supposed to be there. All right. I think we can get that accommodated. Because this is, you know, basically my first one, so I'm not gonna fret too much about it. All right, that one's good. This one was messed up a bit, but that one's good. Okay, so now we got to do is cut these. we're going to use a combination of the rotary cutter and the scissors, because this is a little tricky if you don't use scissors, or I guess you could use an X-Acto blade, but I haven't been very good with the X-Acto blade. So we're going to that's what we're going to do. Rotary cutter and my trusty, dusty scissors, which may or may not be good, but that's what we're going to use. Okay, and then I have a small, very small metal straight edge for cutting the sides here, or the little notches. And these, you know, they don't spend a lot of time on these when they're showing you their video, but these cuts are actually, you know, something you want to take your time, measure them again like I did, you know, make sure that they're as close to right as you think they ought to be, and then you know, take it from there. So we go right through the leather all the way down, then we cut it. Okay, so now you can see there's a flap, which is great, and then we want to make sure that we cut it on the top line of those two, because that bottom line ain't what we wanted. And we want to make sure that it's, oh, look at that. We got real close to that line. So anyway, we'll come over here. This will be pretty good. Stop, move backwards, and stop. Okay, now this piece is almost out. Okay, and if we look, we can see that it's like 2.5 inches by 4 inches. And we will go over here now and do the other side. And the other side is going to be we basically do the same thing. So it's right there at 19 3/4, which is really hard on this side to see. And we stop, and 17 3/4, which is right there. And then we stop. Okay, and see, that's got a nice flap to it. And then for these two, we're going to want to come up right there. And I think that's, that should be, oh, I can't see where the ends are, so I'll have to put my fingers there. All right, so this is where we're going to go. There. You don't want to overcut that, because if you do, then you'll end up with a slice in your leather, and you don't want that. So there we go. There's one flap. There's 2 flaps, and now we just got to cut those out with the scissors. And we should be pretty much done with the cutting, and then we can go to the sewing machine and start setting that up. And that'd be awesome. Okay, so here's the measure thing, and I'm going to put this back over here. I really do have to organize my tools. And I really would like to find my, what's that thing called? Snips? Yeah. All right, so you probably want to do this all on one side first, but okay, so this guy looks like he could easily be, oh, okay, so now we know which way we got cut, which is up that way. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm not thrilled with that, so I think I'm going to go get the X-Acto knife.